Oh, it's a special day for Mighty Mouse today in the Hillbilly Garage, because Mighty Mouse is going to get some upgrades thanks to AMR's new 2020 sponsor, Demon Powersports. That's right, Demon Powersports hopped on board with Appalachian Mountain Riders this year. So what does having Demon Powersports mean for Mighty Mouse? That means a complete axle upgrade to Demon Powersports heavy duty Demon axles. Now there's not too awful many companies out there that actually make heavy duty replacement axles for the Pioneer 500. So it's awesome that Demon Powersports has stepped up and offers a heavy duty replacement axle for the Pioneer 500, but they've even gone one step farther than that by providing a complete axle upgrade kit specifically for Joe's long travel kit like we're running here on Mighty Mouse. In case you don't know, Joe designed his long travel kit to run Pioneer 700 axles, which these guys are stock axles for a 700. They've been holding up great. I do have some issues, like my boots keep sliding off. As you can see, I think every single one of them I slowly lose grease on, even the ones in these backs. Seep grease a little bit here and there, but there's no shame in that. I've put, probably 1,800 miles on this long travel kit. And those were the original axles Joe sent, except for this one, which if you guys remember, I had a little mishap with this in the one mud hole down by the creek a while back. Ugh. Hearing that sound still sends shivers down my spine. So this axle has been replaced, but the rest are still the original ones that came with the kit. They've been holding up great, even running the 32s. But now that we're turboed, I thought it would not hurt to upgrade axles, and then I'll have a complete set of spares just in case one breaks, which I doubt these Demon axles will break, as you'll see here in a minute how beefy they are. But one thing that's even cooler than them providing a long travel specific kit is their kit provides an axle for this front passenger side that you do not have to swap the diff cup on. If you guys have watched the install kit, then you know that even though this is a Pioneer 700 axle, we have to swap the diff cup for a 500 axle of the same brand axle in order to run it in Joe's kit. So you have to tear apart a brand new axle and put the diff cup from the 500 on here. And I think that's why my boot keeps slipping off, is because I've been using zip ties to hold that boot on there, because of course we gotta take the boot off, re-grease everything. However, with the Demon Powersport Demon axles, you don't have to do that. They come set up with the correct diff cup. So this is a simple plug and play upgrade. Basically, pop the old axles out, pop the new ones in, and you do not have to swap diff cups for that front passenger, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and we'll do the rears first, since they're both the same and we can get one to compare the stock axles. Not much to this. We'll jack her up, pull the tire off. I'll probably take the lower shock mount out and then probably just unbolt this A-arm so I can slide it down out and pop the axle out. Should be pretty easy. We got the stock axle out. As you guys can see here a little better now, I was really losing grease. I must have a tear in that boot. So let's open up one of these Demon axles and do some comparisons here. You can already tell the shaft is much bigger. Diff cups are much bigger. Wow, everything is a lot bigger. Let's get my calipers. I'm going to measure the difference here in shaft thickness. I'm going to assume that the shaft on this Pioneer 700 axle is the same thickness as the stock Pioneer 500 axle. Is my battery dead? Oh. Alright, well, my battery's dead and my calipers, but we still got the slide scale here. We'll just compare some measurements. So stock axles, stock Pioneer 700 axles, 0.9 inches. Alright, and these Demon axles are a good full inch. So that's, when you're talking about a steel shaft, that's a pretty good jump up in heftiness. And another thing that I have noticed here, I want to show you guys, is we're actually got quite a bit longer diff cup, as you can see for the rear diff, which means that's going to put our axle pivot, instead of being back here, on out here, which is going to give us a lot more give on our travel, which will play a lot nicer with the long travel kit. And the same goes too for the hub cup. Look how much beefier it is. It's bigger all around. So I would say big improvement. And even the boots, these are what I would call a 3-ring boot. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means the boot's going to be able to flex a lot more without tearing like the stock ones did. So I'm going to throw these two back ones in there and we will move to the front. Pretty simple. Oh yeah, rear's in there looking sharp. Yes indeedy. Time to move on to the front. So a little side note here for you guys. Now I am running the torque locker, and as you can see here, my driver's side axle did not want to pop out. That has been kind of an ongoing issue with the torque locker, is axles have been hard to remove because of the retaining clips that are on the end of the axles. As you can see here, the passenger side popped right out, but the driver's side did not want to come out. So what I actually had to do is go through with a long screwdriver here from the passenger side, just pry on that clip a little bit, and once I did that, I was able to pop the axle out. So I don't know what it is that torque locker still has that problem with them. But if you can get one axle out, you can work the other one out from the other side pretty easy. Just a little side note there for you guys that are a little scared about running the torque locker. That's really the only issue that's ever come up with those. Look at all my boots. I was leaking grease there, leaking grease there. This one, of course, was the one that kept popping off. But now we got spares.
Those be considered spares?
Yeah. One of the rears was clicking. So the U-joint, but in a pinch, if you were to break an axle on the trail, it's a spare.
Okay.
So we'll take all those with us when we go to Hatfield McCoy.
So you don't have a repeat of last time?
Yeah. We won't now. We've got heavy duty Demon axles now.
Great.
So there really is no way to do like any kind of short-term testing to test out how durable these are besides to absolutely try to break one, which I'm not too keen to do right now. So the only thing we can do is put some miles on these guys and see how they hold up. Like I was saying, the stock Pioneer 700 axles I've been running have held up good. I did have a joint in one of them, one of the rears, or actually it might have been both of the rears, and one of the fronts clicking. So that was a sign that the U-joint was going bad, but the way these have been leaking grease, it's no wonder. I'm losing grease. I'm getting mud and water in there. So we'll just have to put some miles on these axles and see how they hold up. But I know the guys down south running them with their big old tires, they're holding up fantastic. Alright guys, that's all there was to swapping out the axles. An easy job to do. And now we've got these nice heavy duty Demon axles that whether I'm running these 28s or I go back up to the 32s for playing into some mud, I don't think I'm going to have to worry about axles anymore. All you Florida guys that have been running Demon axles have been putting a beating on them, and your built P5s that have 40-inch plus tires on, and they're holding up great. So I think I'll be alright too. So now the question comes, best 0 to 30 time in Mighty Mouse was 7.7 seconds with the 32s on. And that was just giving it gas from the launch. So, now that I got these heavy duty Demon axles on there, should we attempt to do a couple lightly boosted launches? See if we can get that time down? I bet you we can. So we're going to have to revisit that, and we'll put these axles to the test. And of course, you know I still have one mud hole I have yet to make it through, and that was the mud hole that I broke the stock axle on the last time we tried. So we're going to at least have to put the 32s back on here. Now that I've got everything for the turbo snorkeled, we got heavy duty axles, we're going to have to go mud hole round 3 and see if I can't get through that. So I will leave a link in my description below for these Demon axles. Again, they make them for stock Pioneer 500s and specific for Joe's long travel kit, which is real nice, not having to mess with swapping out this diff cup. So if you guys are running Demon axles on your P5 or Demon axles on whatever buggy you own, let me know how they're holding up in the comments below so others can see how tough they are. And thanks for watching. Until next time, God bless and keep on riding.